Alright. We are back. Once again. From outer space. Don't turn around now. Alright, so, earlier today, did a lot of work getting all of the pilot holes and everything in place. Things more or less good to go. Yeah, so from here, what we gotta do is figure out the toolpath stuff. We gotta do some toolpathing. I'm the toolpath sailor. Oh, yeah. Trying to think through this little notch right here. Probably needs to be fixed. I can notch that out from the top side, bottom side. I think it'll fine. Although I don't know why that's like that. That should not be like that. What I should do. Alright. Okay. Alright. Get my mind around this. Gonna fix this real quick. So it's not so hideous. So that's the profile I need through there. That's the profile I need to get rid of. That there. That's good. Let's flip it over. I need that profile there. Let's see, that's starting to a little better. That little thing there. Ugly. It's from lots of messy CAD work. I know what I'll do there. This side doesn't need it as bad, it just needs that little top part gone. Okay. So, got those projections. And do and that. And this doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Okay. There's that one. And that one. Okay. Let's see. So first things first. Tie the body. This. Alright, that one is fixed there. Of course, anytime you do an extrusion on a sketch for the first time, it hides the sketch. Because why wouldn't it? Okay. And here, back to main. Want to extrude that. There. Join. There, that fixes that hole. I'm happy with that. The other part I'm not so sure about is I can change this on the next version, but all of my T-nuts I have recessed so they're flush. That's why all these holes are kind of like that. That might change in version 2, depending on whether or not I want them recessed or not. But yeah, everything else good to go. So let me save that change I just made real quick. And wonder if I can like offset these faces at all. Try to patch up this hole. And hard to get exact, isn't it? No. Alright. There we go. Fixed the hole. There might be a little tiny one there. Oh well. That's not going to matter when it comes to actually adding this out. So let's save it, and then going to move this over to the manufacturer side of Fusion. Start plotting out toolpaths. Take me a minute to save. Okay. Alright, it is saved. So let's go up here. Manufacture. Give that a minute to load. Alright, good music. So let's see. Once this loads, I need to create a setup file. And somewhere around here, right here, I have the dimensions of my blank. So things first, new setup. Alright, so I'm going to go to my stock tab, set a fixed size. My width is 608. My depth 143. So these measurements came from the actual plywood blanks that I have out there, and I'm gonna set my height equal to the playfield thickness. Can I not access? Huh. Fair enough. Can't set the height to whatever my parameters. Come on. I'll set it to 12 for now. And model position. Offset from left side. And Y, offset from front side. See if I set this to 0. What I'm trying to do is position the left corner of this exactly in line with trying to cut. Which I think that's correct. So offset from left side, negative X, that's correct, so offset from there. Set it as 0. And offset from front side, which is negative Y, which is there, and set that to 0, so that should be right on the edge. And then my height. Oh, I just set the wrong, hold on. So my blank playfield is 606. Or 608, so that's correct. 1219 is my Y. There we go. Okay. So that's good there. My height, I need to set that to whatever my playfield thickness is. Because while my wood is 12 millimeters thick, my model is not. I'm gonna just click OK for now to save that setup. I want the origin to be there. Model is that body. Okay. Come on. Sit here and think forever. It likes to sit here and think for a while. Don't mind me, I'm just folding a note where it's more readily readable. Boom. So, we've got our point set, all that's good. Okay for now. Then, sure. What did I? 13.49375 millimeter. Back and edit the setup. Alright, set that exactly to the height there. In model position, I want offset from top, which is plus. Alright. Well, that should get my stock exactly positioned in that left corner. I'm just thinking through how I want to do this. So, because I'll have to create a setup for the top side and then a setup for the bottom. And the setup for the bottom is going to need to have my origin set at the same corner, so that way it's cutting the same areas. So what I mean by that is I'll have to do a setup this way with the origin where it's at, except flipped around. So when I zero the machine, the X, Y, 0 will be here, and all of the commands it sends it will be in the negative X direction, which is in accordance with my machine setup. So this one's good for top side. Just call this top side cuts. Left corner. Zero. And can I copy a setup? Duplicate. And we'll call this bottom side cuts. And that will be the right corner 0. Then edit this, so all of my stock is the same size. Now I need to flip it over. And then I need to remember how I did this last time. Oh. Yeah, okay. Just like that. And then I want to set the point to right there. That way, when I flip it over, I can zero my machine off of that same exact corner that my top side toolpath ran off of. Except it'll be the bottom, the underside, but using the same corner. Hopefully that makes sense. That's my model still, so we're good there. Fixed stock size, still all the same. Don't care about the post-process stuff. Alright. There we go. So first thing, start with the top side. And I'm relatively new to kind of the cam side of Fusion. I've used it a few times, but this is going to be fun for all of us. So Start off with a 2D contour. I'm gonna set my tool to 1/4 inch. Quarter inch down cut to flute. Should be the one, yep. I set up all these feeds and speeds in here already. Alright. So that's my tool. And the contours. Contour mode. Selected contours. So what I'm doing is going through and selecting the bottom contour. If that one's funky, I'll have to come back. This is good here. Need the edge, please. Right. I forget how wide those slots are. .1, so that'll be 1/8 inch. There's not going to be a whole lot of clearing. Not going to be a whole lot of clearing that I can do here. 1/4 inch bit. Unselect this. Back up to here. Can we do this one? Contour. Even that gets funky. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the top contours. Go this route. And then I'll set the depth of the cut. I'm not entirely sure what all I can cut with a 1/4 inch bit. We'll find out. Just kind of gonna eyeball it. Like, I feel like most of those target holes I can probably hit with a 1/4 inch bit. Any of the flipper bushing holes should definitely be able to fit. I think I can. Oh, getting too funky here. some of those profiles, like this one here, overlaps that path, and I don't want it to be that depth. This is going to be all the way through, so I can do that one. That's going to be all through. Can't do that. I can do these. There's going to be some trial and error for this. And computer thinking. There's going to be some of that too. Okay. That's most of the bigger profile stuff. We'll just see what it lets me do here. Suppose if it's too small, it'll skip it, right? Select this one anyways and find out. Yeah, I don't like that one. Does it set it lower? Did it do that over here? Probably did. We'll just go top side. Ones might be kind of 1/4 inch. Suppose I could measure. Not 1/4 inch. A little bit less. I'll have to remove that one. How big did I make these? That's fine. I like to do as much as I can with a 1/4 inch bit. I think that's just about everything that I can get with it for now. Contours. Could do that. Dot contours and go back. Select that contour there. Although I couldn't do that. Need to, let's delete that one. That's me. Open. Got contours for now while I work on that. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna cancel that one. Alright. Depth. What did I say this was? Gonna copy that value because I'll probably need it. So, bottom height, selected contours, offset, -13. Go the wrong direction. Up, retract. I think I did it right. Passes. Do some roughing passes with a maximum step over of half of the bit. Maximum roughing step down, also half of the bit diameter. Finishing step down, whatever, good enough. I don't think I want stock to leave. And what do we got? Thinking, lead-ins, transitions, lead out, ramp. Let's click OK and see what it does. Let's hide the model. And then issues with me. Given lead parameters would cause a collision. I don't know which one caused a collision. Like I got my flipper holes, trough, the luck. That is all good there. Just run it, or preview it. I mean, it appears to be cutting mostly everything I selected. I don't know which one it's not doing, though. Should be right at the bottom there. And I'm fine with that because my material is actually a little bit thinner. Not cut. Is it like the back left corner? Back right corner, Buck? No, because that's the back right one there. I mean, I think it's getting mostly everything that I had selected.
Looks like a blink of an eye's not enough. She'd rather be staying for days now. I'd rather fix it than mess up again. She'd rather be burning it all now. I know it will end up in anger. I don't think we grew up, we just
Oh, is it this? Oh, it did that one. It did those there. Oh, you know what? It probably didn't do the pop bumpers. that that's it. Maybe. We'll find out. Did all that stuff, right? Nope. So it was doing the pop bumper things. It's these two holes right here. Not doing. Are right size, but it's not machining them for some reason, because it would cause a collision. Well, let's go deselect those. Those are the ones it doesn't like. Well, it definitely wasn't doing those ones, but what else is it not doing? Let's take a look up in this area. Not doing these two little holes. Yep. So it's not doing the other two pop bumper holes. Which the holes are the correct size, it just doesn't like them. For what it... Ooh. Was it doing the center of the pop bumpers? I can't remember. Let's reselect the center, see if it does those. Okay. Well, we fixed that. So that's kind of about, let's call this the 2D contour quarter-inch bit style on 2D contour top side large pockets. Okay. So let's do another 2D contour. We're gonna set this to the 1/8 inch end mill. Eighth inch down cut should be this one. And this should be most of the slots and stuff. I don't know if I need to come back through and do like a finishing pass on these. I probably do. Any of the tight corner stuff. I think my target holes should be okay. slots. We'll get these. So I think I already did that one. Pretty sure. Do a finishing pass on that. See if we can get these holes this time. I'm sure there's going to be stuff I miss. Guarantee it. Like these holes here, I think should all be good. Like all my post holes, I'm pretty sure. So like my pop bumper holes, these two posts here, post there and there. Guess we'll find out if it lets me do them again. Smaller holes are for the wire gap. Pilot holes, those are definitely not 1/8. Smaller.
We didn't pack as if we weren't going back.
There's probably a much easier way to do this. I'm no expert. This same paste. Anyone else would be new to this stuff. Take these two here. A slot here. Slot here. Slots back here. Can't really do anything with this. There'll be something special. There.
Tomorrow feels a year away. Like the seconds, the beginning and the end.
There are actually holes there.
But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door.
Oh, these post holes. Slot.
I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice
Size is this. So that should be fine too. Okay. We'll get all these post holes that are down here. These are those. I have a feeling it's not gonna like any of these round holes. Should, but it probably won't. Trying to think what would be a more efficient way to do this. Hey, what's up, Joe? How you doing? So tonight is the CAD CAM software side of things. So actually, let's rethink this. Maybe. Alright. I know I just went through and selected all that. Wait. How you been? I'm still debating if I want to make the trek out for MGC this year. Like, seems like nobody's going. I've only gone once though, so I don't know what the standard really is there. So I'm going to use this contour for just the switch slots and detailing some of the tighter corner slots, as well as detailing did I get all the switch slots? Okay. I think we're good on that. Radius on the corner here. 1/4 inch, so that'll be fine with my 1/4 inch bit. Yeah, exactly. It's like everyone who was there last year will not be there this year. Well, I want to make this an open contour. Maybe? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm really gonna make it down or over for MGC just because almost everybody won't be there. Current contour. Let's do a open contour on this as well. Can I do this? Like maybe. I feel like that's gonna be a problem. I might cut it a little bit deeper. Oh well. Ooh, that'll be fun. I've never made it to TPF either. There's a lot of things I haven't done. But I think I want to start going to more shows and maybe start doing some tournament stuff. I don't know for sure yet. Like, I'm definitely not any good. But I think it would be fun just to get out and get that experience. Okay, so that one's good. Let's see, can I do these as open contour? Hmm. Might do those from the bottom side. Not okay. Don't need tabs. Rest machining. I don't think I need any of that. Bottom height. Set it to stock bottom. That's what I should be doing. Roughing passes. Maximum step over. Want this to be 1/16 of an inch. It doesn't like that. 0.0625. Go. Multiple depths. Maximum roughing step down. Same thing. 0.0625 inches. Finish only at final depth. I don't quite understand that. We'll call that good. Alright, let's see what errors this one gives me. Alright, no errors. Winning. Alright, so there's my slots. Let's do... What was I doing last time? Was it drilling? Boring? I already did that. Center line, nope, okay. Alright, so we'll just do drilling with my 1/8 inch. Do the same bit. Same speeds and feeds. Selection mode. This diameter range. Maximum diameter. 0.125 inches. Hey. Let me set the diameter. On. Go and change my units to inches. Make this a lot easier. Alright. Now let's do the drilling. Select the tool. I'll use the got that. And then diameter range. I like that. That's handy. Maximum diameter. Or no, minimum diameter is going to be 0.12. Order by depth. Attainment boundary. Really care about that. And bottom height will be stock bottom. And I'm going to set this to what did I do last time? Circular pocket milling. Incremental depth 0.0625. Fine. Diameter. Say what? Specify the final diameter of the circle bore. Oh no, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. Well, counterboring. I don't know what counterboring is. Feed to depth, dwell, wrap it out. Use in and out multiple times, going deeper each time until it reaches final depth. Feed to depth, dwell, fineborn, depth. I would think this whole recognition thing would actually give me the size of the hole as an option. I think this is just going to go straight in and back out. Alright. Well, let's do this the other way then. By the other way, I don't know. I don't know what that means yet. Selected faces. Let's take care of all these holes. Select the same diameter. They are all 0.21875.
I miss the family I used to have. I feel like everything's so different now. Sitting by the fire as we'd watch the flames burn out. I miss the days I wasn't afraid. Now I always have my guard up. Hands on my face, I learned to cope with the pain. I know that
Kingdom only check containment, all merge orders by depth. Height, stock bottom. Well, what did I say that diameter was? 0.21875. 21875. Step over 0.0625. Let that calculate. Alright, so that's all that hole size. And we're just going to repeat the process. Anything that is this hole size. So same thing, same bit. Selected contour. Whole face. Did I already do that one? Tool. Geometry selected. that. Like same diameter. Okay, so those are all my 1032. Here. And their hole size is 234375. Got my stock bottom depth. And do the same circular pocket milling. Incremental depth 0.0625. Step over 0.0625. Alright, so that one should be kinda good. How many different hole sizes in this? I don't even remember why. Let's do the sling holes. Same hole diameter. I don't know how that one got to be the same size. I don't know what's happening. Sketch point selection. We'll evaluate the model on minimum maximum values. Use this range to exclude hole sizes. Okay. That lets you account for variance. Interesting. Select the model chamfered face of the hole. The bottom height depth will automatically be determined by a theoretical. Select the diameter range to include all holes. Set the bottom height from chamfer width. Set the bottom height from chamfer width and set the chamfer width value. I don't quite get that, but whatever. I wish I could do 4 milling. Used to call a custom cycle for helical bore milling. Depth, and immediately feed out, on reach final depth. Feed depth to well, feed out. Stop the spindle, circular pocket. Then out multiple times, going deeper each time until it reaches final depth. I don't really want drilling. $4 million won't let me do. At the final diameter of the sole. Okay. Same thing. Plates long, select faces and lean. Cavities, angle operate. If that's what I need.
Why you hanging on the roof all by yourself?
Or
I have an open invitation, but you're telling me go get lost. I don't wanna see your face. Yeah,
Geometry, selection mode, diameter range. This do what I want it to do? Minimum diameter 0.125. Like that might do what I want it to do. Maximum diameter up to, can I do up to 1/2 inch? And this might be what I was looking for. Bottom height, back bottom. Passes. One is 2 cuts of 0.28 with lead in center. Multiple passes, number of step overs. Maximum roughing step down. That's good enough for me. Tests were discarded. Reduce tool size or decrease step over amount. It. Side cut step over between passes. Turn that off. Okay. And I suppress the previous drilling operations. Trial and error. Might be what I was looking for. Simulate. Does it look like it did those? Turn my model off. Okay. So now this might be what I was looking for. That's cool. Glad I found that. So that should match all of my diameters. The things that you learn. Alright, so that is everything from 1/8 inch to 1/2 inch hole. Wondering if maybe I should do those holes as a first operation. Can I reorder these? Alright. So these are all 1/8 to 1/2 holes. That is 1/8 inch bit. me an H. H. 1/8 to 1/2 inch holes using the 1/8 inch bit. Did I do any holes with this one? Did. Okay, let's go edit this. Just to keep everything clean. I'm gonna deselect any holes. Because I'll use that circular operation to take care of any of these. Be simpler. Holes down here. There's one there. Let's remove these as well. Those will be caught in my 1/4 inch hole thing. There's no point in remachining something that's already been milled, so why double the operation? That's wasted time. Because, you know, I'm going to be mass producing these playfields. It makes so much difference. But we're getting there. We're slowly figuring this out. And then what I'll do is come back through. I'll create a circular thing using the 1/4 inch bit, and that'll take care of everything that's 1/2 inch and above. And then I'll come back and do a circular operation with I have a 2mm bit, and that should take care of most of the pilot holes. Okay. Updated. Inch bit is contour top. 1/8 inch bit dial 4. All this top pockets. I'll do another one. Top side large pockets. All this top side small pockets. Okay. There's that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the 1/8 inch operation up, because I don't want to have to do a bit change. And I'm gonna do another circular. Select a tool. This one's gonna be the 1/4 inch. Here I use the Baltic Birch ply speeds and feeds. And set my diameter range. Minimum diameter of 0.5. Maximum diameter up to, we'll just say 5 inches. I'll take care of all those larger ones, which are all the ones I just went through and deselected in the other operation, but fine by me. That even catches that one, which is nice. And set my bottom height to the stock bottom. Maximum roughing step down fine making those. Make a 0.125 step down. Yeah, we'll go a little bit less. 0.0625. Because this is a harder wood, I want to take it a little bit easier on the bit, so I'm not flexing it too much. This one should be 1/2 inch to 5-inch holes. Half to 5 holes. Quarter bit L1. That can go before my 1/4 inch contour. Go. And then let's do another circular thingy. We're gonna select my 2mm bit that's in my library. And then diameter range, maximum diameter 0.125. Minimum diameter 0. Nope. Can I do 2mm? Okay, so that does take care of those pilot holes, which is super convenient. It's going to make the toolpath for the backside so much easier, because I don't have to go and select, what was it, 350 holes? Cool. Heights, bottom height, stock bottom. Maybe. I need to come back and confirm that because I can't remember the shoulder on that bit. And my cutting depth on it. Maximum roughing step down 1mm. Need to go check that tool. Edit tool. Cutter. Number of flutes. 3. Diameter shaft. Overall length 38. Length below the holder. Shoulder length 17. Flute length 17mm. So I need to set my depth to 17mm. Let's go back and edit this. Set my bottom height. Guess what is 17mm? 17mm in inches. Oh, so we're good. Fine. Cancel that edit. And we'll call this one 2mm to 1/8 holes and 2mm bit. All 4. And that dial note that I put in there is just for me, so I know what speed to put the router on. Okay. Let's hide this. Let's see what the model's looking like. So, yeah. Getting there. Looks like it's actually kind of cutting things out. Which is the intention. Alright. I guess what else still needs to be modeled in here? There should be a majority of the holes. Alright, let's look down here. So, looks like I got all these holes and slots down here. Got all these holes and slots down here. Obviously still gotta do my shooter notches. Got these holes and slots here. These two I need to set to my pilot hole. Can come back and do that. These pockets I gotta do. All of my holes are good up here, it looks like. Yeah. Holes look good all the way around. Alright. So what is next? Let's use that same 2mm bit to prevent the change. Art facing to prepare another stock now. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 pockets on the ones I couldn't get, or contours. Oh, there's that one there. Got those 2 right here. Everything else I think, pretty sure I covered, at least at the full depth cuts. And this one is going to be inch, birch, select. Sure that's the only ones I gotta hit that are the full depth still. Bottom height. Then I want to do some roughing passes. Maximum step over of 0.125. And multiple depths with a maximum step down of 0.125. So 2D contour, extra slot things. 1/4 inch bit, dial 1. Right? Now everything else should be these like partial depth cuts. Let's do those. I'd rather not do these larger ones with the 2mm bit. That is less than 2mm. I can't remember what size bits that set has. I'll have to create something for those though. Okay, so we'll do another 2D contour. kind of larger pockets. 1/8 inch, maybe. Yeah, we'll do 1/8 inch. Like that geometry, this geometry. Actually, I don't want 2D contour. That is the wrong operation. Because this isn't like cutting through. I need to actually machine the face down there. Once it decides to stop thinking. I need that the 1/8 inch bit pocket selections.
You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? Nah, that's real. Keep it all West Coast, cause I feel like people cats don't show us.
Alright, so there's those in this one.
Putting on for the town. Tell me about it.
Here. Shouldn't be. Contour. So maximum step over. 0.0625. Depth wise should be fine. I think I had stock to leave on there too. Let's get rid of that. And let's see that. Alright, so that should machine those out close enough. Digging it. Fancy schmancy. So those are good. We'll call this one ramp recessions. Sure, that seems logical. Pinch bit L4. Right. So the last one that I need to do is my shooter lane notches. So let's figure that out. Go back to my... I don't know, maybe that should be like the very last thing that I do. So that way I keep my corners. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so instead, do an adaptive clearing. I want to select my arc bits. There we go. Select my ball. Well, no, it's clearing. I'll do that with the 1/8 inch, actually. Or 1/4 inch. We'll do it. Geometry. I want to do that. Rest machining from previous operation, that's fine. That's fine. From roughing step down. Put that as an 1/8 of an inch. Back to leave, I want that on. Figure those out. The adaptive clearing thing for 3D takes time. But I made some cool stuff with it. For Christmas, I made my parents a 3D carving of their dog. So I took a picture of their dog and used some software to transform that into a mesh, which I imported into Fusion 360, and then did some 3D carvings. How long will it take to generate this? Piezo piezo. Suppose I can just let that run.
You don't know what goes on behind these eyes. You don't know the lonely.
Simulate while it's still working.
You don't know I wanna eat you up alive. Come and get to know me, my type of wild. I'm the kind that spins you and hangs you dry. Well, I'm already on to another side.
So I have all of my through holes done.
I would still have room for more, 'cause I've got that appetite. Maybe I
Which is great.
feel whole. You might get me through the night.
So then when I flip it over and do the backside, all I have to do are, like, I gotta do the facing for the magnet recessions and all of my T-nut recessions, and then I do this one here too. But yeah, and then everything else I should be able to just do a circular operation and select all of my pilot holes and take care of that. That should be it for the bottom side. Theory. One thing I still have left to do up here is this. Need to figure out how to cut that out. Probably going to be a pocket clearing operation. 2D pocket. No. Probably not. Pocket clearing. Probably that. We'll use the 1/8 inch bit for this. Geometry. Union boundary should be that. Containment inside boundary. Rest machining. Fine.
Baby, I never feel whole. You might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. 'Cause I'm a black girl for your love.
Actual roughing step down, that's fine. See how it handles that. Queued up. It's still working on that other adaptive clearing. So I should be able to kind of machine that from the top side, do a finishing operation on that. Same with these grooves for the launch lanes. Should be able to do a finishing operation on those once my adaptive clearing finishes. And then the top side operations will be done. I should be able to just export all of those. G-code. Then flip it over and do the bottom side. I did the pocket clearing, and I do creates finishing or semi-finishing for steep areas such as vertical walls. Yep, creates finishing operation intended for steep areas. Similar to, however, the strategy ramps down walls rather than machines with a constant Z. Might be those two, I think. Passes are parallel on XY plane, follow the surface, Z direction, step over, linked in a zigzag. Find the machine. Finishing. Just contour, I suppose. And might as well just do that with the 2mm. Yeah, we'll do that with the 1/8 inch. Meaning boundary selection. Containment, tool inside boundary. Rest machining. Operations. Is computed. Maximum step down. Fine. No stock to leave. See how that does. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work with an end mill. It's going to be a little bit tougher, but that part isn't critical at all. I can finish that off with some chisels and whatnot. and see how that goes. What's up, Andrew? Not a whole lot going on. I am creating the toolpath. I can't say toolpaths. It's like impossible for me to say. Toolpaths. Toolpaths. Like too much TH in your mouth at the same time. Toolpaths. Anywho, so I'm working on the singular toolpath in a multiple fashion. is for machining out the playfield. So up to this point, I'm just about finished with the top side and everything I need to do to cut this out. So if I go back to here and hide my model, eventually it'll hide. There it goes. You can kind of see where I'm at as far as cutting this out. I've got all my holes are taken care of. All of the like 2D contours and cutouts and all that stuff all taken care of. So this one right here was for like surfacing kind of like little indentations where the ramps will sit down in the playfield. So that's doing that. Then I've got 3 other toolpaths. Well, let's put a D in there. Toolpaths. I got 3 other toolpaths that are generating right now. The first one is the adaptive clearing, which that one will be for my model back on. The adaptive clearing is for these shooter lane notches. So I'll kind of machine most of the material out of there, and then I'm following that up with. I will follow that up with a parallel finishing with a ball nose to finish all that out nice and smooth. And then the other one that I just did is a pocket for clearing out this kind of like V-shaped hole here, and then a contour to finish it. So while I'm waiting, I'll just do a parallel finishing. Select my ball nose. Eighteenth is probably fine. I don't think I have an 1/8 inch ball nose. Edge, I've got end mill. There's a ball nose. Do an 1/8 inch. Doesn't need to be fancy. And geometry selection. Hopefully that works the way I want. Tool inside. The uncut areas are machined from previous operation. Is computed. Step over, that's fine. Fine. Alright, I think I'm good on that one. We'll let that one sit there and generate. Yeah, Buddy's fine. He just had a day there where it took him some effort to pass those chicken bones, but he's completely fine now. A little squirt. Let me call this adaptive shooter lane. I think I did 1/8 inch. 1/8 bit dial 4. One should be parallel shooter lane. Let's say 1/8 ball nose. Now 4. That one needs to go up there. This one is pocket. Sure. 1/8 inch bit dial 4. One contour projector. Eighth inch bit dial 4. Like, why is this parallel one already finished? The other one's not. That's all. Go back and that's a 1/4 inch. Did I do quarter? Make this 8 inch down cut. Geometry should be those two stock selections. Rest machining from setup stock. In roughing step down 0.625. Alright, those are going to take forever to generate. These two previous drilling ones can be deleted. Wonder if instead of adaptive clearing, I should use pocket clearing. Conventional roofing strategy for clearing large quantities of material effectively. Okay. Let's suppress this for now. Anyway, I'm gonna do pocket clearing. Eighth inch Baltic birch. Silhouette, is that what I need? No. And full inside boundary. This operation only material that was previously defined. I don't do that from setup stock. All good there. Thinking. Generate that fine. Okay. Let's see if this works the way I want it to. Let's go to simulate. Find my model. And let's run the pocket clearing. In theory, that should be working. Looks like it's chipping away at it. And then I'll cut that slot out from the bottom side, I think, maybe? Might need to adjust the contours to ignore that slot, if it'll let me. It looks like it's doing those correct. Take a look at the finishing operation. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's gonna be so nice. Alright, so let's go back to this pocket. Let's edit and see if I can deselect switch. Can I? Yeah. Open contour. Maybe not. Set. Let's see. Put that there. I can check this. So that's all selected and that's selected. Full inside boundary. Center of the tool. Ensures the entire surface inside the boundary is machined. However, areas outside might also be machined. You know what? For the ball joint one, yeah, we're good. See if this made any difference. That's still messing with the switch slot. I don't know how to correct that, but that I can clean up afterwards with the router. Like, I'll machine it from the bottom side to cut that slot out. But The most important thing is having the contour correct for this. So I can deal with that switch slot portion sticking up. Fine by me. I'll do the same thing with this. Contour. Come on. Select slot. Line 2. Select the slot. Should we get this top nugget here? Those. Emulate these. Yeah, that'll be nice. Okay. What I might try to do. What was that one that I did those bottom slots? Extras. Alright. Had a thought. Those quarter? Nope. Yeah, those are quarter. So I can't use that operation for that, so I'll just do new 2D contour. In the 1/8 inch. And select my geometry. Okay. Bottom height. Back bottom. Buffing passes. Maximum step over 0.0625. Ellipse. Step down 0.0625. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of those. And I'm gonna move this right here. Let's call this shooter slots. Inch bit. L4. So if I just go into here, this one. Beauty pocket, and this one on this one. Pocket ramps, okay. Never mind. Regenerate this one. Alright, now let's go see what this looks like. Right. Alright, that's a little bit better. Then I can sand like any lumps right there. Because my bit is 1/8 of an inch, I'll have like a 1/16 inch kind of up curve radius bump around that profile. And I can smooth that out. Sanding. Well, that's good. I'm wondering if in the pocket operation I should also maybe try to select... that's a bad idea. Just worried about this leaving like too much in between right here. If I come back through here and clear this out underneath, like, it's gonna leave a little bit of something right there. I wonder if in that adaptive clearing, if I can pocket whatever. Let's name this pocket computer clearing ETH bit dial 4. Let's mess with this geometry. That. Okay, disable that slot. I got that one. Kept as is. That one's fine, and that one should be fine. Let's see what this does. Once it gets done with the other side. Come on. Didn't even come back over to this side. Huh. Alright, so didn't like that. this one here makes sense. This one here. Out. Then I mess with this one. Get rid of those. Up. That do. Probably won't like it. What I'm trying to get it to do is to clear this section here. Undo. Just undo both of those. Keep it the way I had it. And let's regenerate the parallel path. Okay. We'll just keep those as is. They're good enough. Generate this one. See how it do. Okay, this one. Alright, so it looks like that'll work there. So there's my notched lanes. And then this should clean this up. For the most part, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Alrighty.
To another flow.
Wonder if there's anything I can do to clean this up a little bit more.
To another flow.
Go inside, uses computed. No stock to leave. Smoothing. What's smoothing do? Not gonna worry about it. Alright, that should be everything on the top side. So, next is bottom. So, first thing I'm gonna do on the bottom is let's take care of all the pilot holes. No. Create a 2D circular. Activate this one. 2D circular thingy. I'm gonna go select my 2mm bit. Bought on Amazon. We're gonna select a diameter range. Minimum diameter of 2mm. Maximum diameter of 0.12.
To another flow.
So that should take care of all the pilot holes down here. All 300 of them, or whatever it was. That looks good to me. I forget what's mounted right there. Oh, I know. It's a spade bolt. Okay. So there's that. We're good there. Depth. The whole bottom, I'm fine with that. Because I don't want that cutting through the top. Passes, leave that. Multiple depths. Maximum roughing step down, 1 millimeter. Okay. That takes care of my bottom pilot holes. Call it num 8. And then there's a 2 millimeter bit, dial setting 4. Yeah. Then the last operation that well, second to last, I need to do from the bottom here. Once it stops thinking. Go. Is bucket. And we're just going to go through and select all these faces. And we'll just go around here. Center ones. And we'll work all the way up and around the file. Select all these faces for the T-nuts, which these are subject to change. They might be removed from the CAD file depending on how it goes. This is not necessary to set these in flush, but I also feel like it'll be cleaner. What I mean by that, it'll be cleaner underneath when you have nothing that can like catch on these T-nuts. Should, in theory, make the wiring go a little bit smoother. I'll have to come back and do this one. So much clicking. I think I selected the 1/8 inch bit for this, I'm pretty sure. These the T-nut thing is also gonna help me with knowing when it comes to assembly where my posts are. Should make that more visually here. I don't know how to say that. Should have some like visual cues on how to assemble it. I don't know what happened here with this one. Huh. What is that one? It is the right side. Okay. Well, either way. I'll machine that one out.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see
And then I'll have to go I have proximity sensors up there too that I need to machine out the faces for them as well. No. Here's one. Here's one. Oh, I know what that one is. Okay. Oh, that's good there. There shouldn't be any other of those. Keep going around this way. Doing a homebrew is very involved. I mean, I don't even know what it took for me to get to this point, but why are these holes like that? Should be machined all the way through, right? No? Oh, those are my pilot holes. Never mind. Never mind. Those are all the number 8 screw pilot holes. I went with a little bit more banging music for this portion. I had kind of like video game DMCA free music on earlier. And this is a little bit more upbeat. DMCA free, in theory. Guess we'll find out for sure when I upload. Alright, that's all those contours. Then, tangent's fine. Rest of machining, there shouldn't be any previous operations. And selected contours for my bottom height, that's fine. S's. Maximum step over is fine. Do multiple depth. No stock to leave. Maximum roughing step down 0.0625. Alright. Unsupported geometry for 2D open pocket detection, failed to write job file. Which ones didn't it like? Unsupported geometry. I don't know what that means. Guess this one here. Everywhere else it shouldn't have a problem machining, I don't think. Oh, probably this one too. Ugh. Why does it gotta sit here and think 3,000 times to delete that? Maybe it's this one. Hmm. Unsupported geometry. Let's try getting rid of that square thing. Alright, it worked, so it must be that square thing up there that I removed down here. I feel like there was one other one I removed. All that. That should be everything, it looks like. Yeah, I thought I removed... Maybe it was that one I thought I removed? I don't know. Oh, this one here. There we are. We found it. Alright, that works. And I don't know what to do with this one here. What can I do with that one? Biggie contour. 2D pocket. Best parallel. A 2D pocket maybe? See if it generates something. Oh. Well, that's the one I just did. What tool did I set up for that? So I did 1/8 inch. Oh, that's selected as 2mm. What clown? Alright. No passes to link. I don't know what you mean by that. And linkage turned off. Hold. Geometry's good. Heights are good. Passes. Multiple depths. You use even step downs. No stock to leave. Linking. Allow rapid retract. Keep tool down. I don't know what that means. Do I look like an expert? Whatever. So, what was I gonna do? Selected pockets. Tangent chain. Oh, there's a whole pocket recognition thing? Say what? Let's see what that comes up with. That could be cool. So that's wanting to do all the stuff through the thingy as well. Alright. Selected pockets. That why? Something to do with that? No. Mm-hmm. Unsupported geometry for 2D open pocket. What do you mean? You're full of it. Doesn't like this either. I wonder why when I changed the other one from a 2mm bit to a 1/8 inch bit, they decided to give me a no passes to link. No passes to link. Huh. I don't know. This 2D pocket ain't working. 2D contour. Try this. 2D contour. Selected contours. That at least kind of worked. Lead out is dropped due to linking constraint. A contour was not machined because given lead parameters would cause a collision. Mean this over here. I don't understand this linking constraint thing. I don't know what they mean by that. Lead in, entry, then out. Yeah. Positions. Don't know. It's a whole lot of nothing. It. That should be on the inside there. It should be inside. This way. Alright, that at least gave me that. So that's getting better. Wonder if that's what I need to do with the pocket thing. Press that for now. Should all be fine. I wonder if there's like some hole somewhere where it doesn't like how it calculates in the lead in, lead out thing. I mean, it all looks fine. I don't know what the issue is with that one. Anywho, back to screwing around and doing it all wrong. This one will work. Probably not. But this one is 2mm. So I'm pretty sure I selected that geometry correct so that the arrows are on the inside, but it still doesn't like it. I wish it could tell me like what's wrong with my geometry. What that arrow means. Pocket selections. Alright. Can I do pocket clearing maybe? This one. Pocket clearing. And tool inside. Depth. Selection. Build reference. Depth, that. Back to leave. Let's just set that to none. That worked. All that for nothing. Alright. I was trying to do the whole time. That's so hard. Alright. So this one is the pocket rear hook. 1/8 inch bit dial 4. Pretty sure that's the tool that I used. Yeah, yep, okay. Alright. I still don't know what issue it has with linking. Oh, is that it right there where it's all red? No? It's red everywhere. Hmm. Eighth inch bit. Geometry. Not worried about that. Just machining. Want any of that. Selected contours for bottom height. Tolerance. Do they even care about finishing pass? No. Multiple depths, 0.062. Maximum step over, 0.0625. Step downs. Here. No stock to leave. Feed in. Full lead in radius. Amp type helix, fine by me. Step over 9. I don't know why it's giving me that warning. It looks like the toolpath is fine. Still gives me the warning. Whatever. Pretty sure it's cutting everything out that I need it to. Oh, except for this one here. That's why, because the bit's too big. Okay. I'm gonna go fix that hole. I'm gonna fix it in the model first. So, let's save. Well, at least I figured that out. Alright, saved. Design. Let's fix that hole. Actually, hole is 0.219. Okay. So the inner hole is correct. Food to object. Cut. back to manufacture. I just gotta regenerate everything. Now do a Control G on those. No? Maybe? Alright. Shouldn't be anything that's an issue on the top. Green. Pick. Okay. Generate for the bottom. Pilot holes, check. Pocket, check. Alright, we got a green check. We're verified. Congratulations, I did it. We'll call this 2D pocket. Peanuts and magnets. 1/8 inch bit, dial 4. Okay, that one's good. Right? So, delete this one that I'm not using. Oh, come on. Thank you. So, last but not least, pocket here. Which I did that with pocket. Do the same thing, 3D pocket clearing. 1/8 inch flat's fine. Selection will be this geometry here. Tool inside boundary. Rest machining. Setup stock is computed. Back to leave, that's fine. Maximum roughing step down, that's fine. Alright. Right. We'll call this one pocket projector. 1/8 inch bit dial 4. And can I use a parallel on that? It's probably not a great idea. Bet you I can use a ball nose on that. Yeah. Let's ball nose finish it. Select tool from my library, 1/8 inch ball nose. Geometry, selection. Tool inside boundary. Rest machining from previous uses computed. Passes, good enough. Okay. Parallel projector. 1/8 inch Ball nose. Dial 4. Simulate. There's that little bit of red there. I don't know why it does that, but what are you gonna do?
Tell me, baby, it's untrue. Up all night just drinking, and I don't know what we'll do.
So that one's fine there. Hit this.
Still be here when we're in hard times, baby. Just join in the fun. Run.
Turn off rest machining.
Lose my mind. Our summer's only begun. I'll still be here when we're in hard times.
Like it's gonna do the same issue. Shaft collides with stock. What's the cleaner way to do this? That. All right. And grab it. All right. Let's try that. Oops. Simulate. Because I already got the hole there. Yeah, somewhat better. No collisions. I'll take it. So that should be everything. The one final thing that needs to happen is my cutout. So this edge is fine. It's this edge here. And the back edge there. Might have to do that with I'll have to do that from the top setup. So let's do a top setup. Let's do a 2D contour. Using the 1/8 inch, that's fine. Selected geometry. That's correct there. That edge there. That top edge. That please, thank you. Top edge. Do the top edge. There we go. I got the bottom profile there. Top edge there. And I want the bottom profile here. That's that corner, and that edge. Stock bottom. Roughing passes multiple depths. Maximum roughing step down 0.0625. Right. Finish only at final depth, rough final. Alright, let's see if that does what I want it to. Like, got screwy up in there. Got screwy up here. Thought I had selected different geometry up there. Like it's just going in circles. Alright, I need to fix whatever's going on up there. It. Pretty sure I already did all this. Am I deselecting or selecting when it turns blue? I don't know. Suppose I could do that. Well, what's my 4 selections? Hold on. Okay. There. Let's edit this selection. That. Depth contour. Inside arrow, that's good there. Now let's add another. Edit this selection. Okay. That's notched out there. And then add I don't want all that. I want this one here. Here. Contour. See, that goes all the way around, and I don't want that. Open. Guess it's open. There we go. Just those two edges. Make sure the arrow is good there. It is. Okay. Alright. And let's simulate just to verify. Right, that's doing what we want it to do there. That's very inefficient, but whatever. It's supposed to be smarter than me on how efficient it is. Alright. This will be nice. I'll have the exact cutout. I only have to cut two sides of my blank. Yeah. Alright. Let me name that thingy. And save it. Eventually. We'll call this the contour, or let's just do final cutout. Final cutout. Top side. 1/8 inch bit. Dial 4. Alright. That's all the toolpaths. Hate that word. So there we have it. So let's save it one last time. We'll make it a milestone. Say tool. Paths. So hard to say. I'll just say pass. Toolpaths. No TH. Screw it. It's silent. Toolpaths. Whitewood. Toolpath. Toolpaths. So let's save it all, and then I'll post everything to G-code. And then call it a day. Lay down. Or the save takes forever. Alright. So, topside cuts. And 4. Post process. Verbal. File, name, number, program, whatever. Is this how this works? If I select it all, does it, folder. Does it give me the names that I already have on them? Let's find out. Different tools have the same tool number assigned to them. The post processor will not perform a tool change, which may mean the wrong tool is used for an operation. There we assign tool number. How do I post and have it pause and prompt me for tool change? How do I give it a different tool number? Oh no. Like, I can just do one at a time, I suppose. Post all these. Hello. Post process. Need the same tool here. Well, I suppose I can just save them one at a time. So that way. File name. Oh, Lord. Save for tracks and home positioning. Output tool number. Table to disallow the output of tool numbers. Source. Oh, split by toolpath. Oh, okay. This is what we do. This we post process. They split by toolpath. By that. Let's see what it does. Desktop. Code. Okay. Looks like it separated them all. I like that. That makes that easy because it kind of names it all. So let's do that one more time. Mess with the settings one more time. Post process. Split by toolpath. Don't output the tool number. Save for tracks and home positioning. 28. Select your desired retract option. Clearance height retracts to the operation clearance height. Formats. Separate with base. Write machine. Write tool list. Put a tool list in the header of the code. Oh, that's cool. Built in. Okay, good enough. Call this name top side post use machine configuration Whether the machine configuration should be operations. In order to minimize tool changes, no. Maybe all top sides, so that shouldn't matter. Alright, let's reorder to minimize tool bottom at the same time. Unit, document unit, that's fine. Alright, let's see what this does. Let me go back here. Back to my G-code folder. Delete all these. And then post. Top side, operations, sorted by number. I don't know what this first one is doing. Load tool number 1, subprogram, okay. This file does not contain NC code. This tells me my tools. This tells me my operations. In order of operations. Man, that's handy. Alright, so let's create a subfolder. We'll call this top side 0 lower left. Move all those there. And we're going to do the same thing for our bottom. Post process. Bottom side. Split by toolpath, all that's good. Let's reorder and minimize tool changes. Oh, you know the one I didn't do? That top curve thing. There we go. My dog has to go outside. Give me 1 second. It'll say the stream is ending, but it's not actually ending. I'll be back in a minute. Alright. Back. So, while I was thinking, I need to do these, which should be able to do with a 1.5 millimeter. I assume that I have one. The other thing I need to do are these edges here. I don't know the right way to do that. Do like hole and the top side. No, I'm not. Do the top side. Alright, and then we do this. Select a um 60 degree? I don't remember what angle that is. It's like 80 or something. Do 90. And selection mode. Yeah, okay. Select same diameter. Yeah. That. That's good enough there. That'll be handy. So this is a 90-degree bit. And we'll name this accordingly. Bit chamfer. Call this what do I call those? Spade bolt chamfers. 90-degree L1. Alright. Final cutout down. And then the last one was I need to do pocket thing. E-pocket. Select tool. I'm going to copy this. Paste it. Then edit. This will be a 1.5 millimeter. There. 1.5 millimeter. Everything else should be the same, more or less. Yep. Like that. And selected pockets. Guess we'll find out if it likes this command or not. Might have some issues.
I can show you what love's supposed to feel like. I can show you what love's supposed to be.
These pockets selected, and then
I can show you what love's supposed to feel like.
then we should be done.
I can show you, yeah. I can show you,
And last one here.
you're the light inside of me every night. Chasing dreams ain't got time to make 'em see what we believe. You and me, yeah.
That one there is lower. Whatever. Okay. That should be all of those. Exit contours. Let's just see what errors it gives me. Hey, an error. No passes to link. The last time I did that was for something or another. Path is empty. Alright, so it didn't like those contours. The pocket clearing there. Automatically detects all the flat areas of the part and clears them with an offsetting path. No. Morph. So, I don't know what any of that stuff is or does. Fancy ones. Oh, let's go back and edit this. And see what's up with our geometry. Well, that one there's probably a problem. I delete that one. What if boundary? I don't know what that means, but here's what I'm thinking. Let's suppress this one, and then come on, suppress. Yes. Where's this other one? Slot. Can I do an engrave? Contours with V-shaped chamfered wall. Pocket selections. This. And then deselect that edge there. Maybe. I don't think this is the right operation because it's gonna ride the center line. Okay. Go back and do the pocket clearing. Select my geometry like this. Pull inside. Same there. That should, in theory, leave my thingies alone. Lights, model bottom. Let's just see what that generates. Maybe I should be using a smaller bit. Maybe that's the one isn't why the one isn't liking it. I mean, this is 1.5 millimeter, but it might be too close for comfort. Guessing. So let's go back to suppress this one. And let's edit the tool on this one. One millimeter. One millimeter. And unsuppress. And legs. No passes to link. The toolpath. Cool. So try the same. This one. Let's go back here. Suppress this. Unsuppress this. Generate new code. Yeah, still not detecting my slots there. Gives.
I want you to come over. I wish that you would come and give me something to prove. Won't you pull me closer? I think that I'm obsessed with everything that you do. I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting. It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah. I probably shouldn't say this. I probably should erase it. I probably shouldn't say this. I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I
Pull inside. Clearance, retract height, tolerance. 0.004 inches. That should be fine. No stock to leave. That might be why.
and sometimes I get nervous but too good to believe. I don't know how it happened.
There we go.
But baby, I'm ecstatic that you're sticking with me. I'm waiting, trying
Okay.
to be patient.
That one will work.
It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah.
Take a while, but it'll work.
I probably should
So let me edit that tool back to 1.5 millimeter. Then regenerate. Due to linking constraints, not because they're too small to be reached. Alright. Looks like it'll be inch. Or 1 millimeter. Alright. Good there. So let's go and select the other pockets I need to do. Oh, selection. Oh. Ugh, this rotation on here is killing me. That's good. Go. There. Right. One just for good measure. Then do rest machining from previous. That way I don't waste a lot on this pocket here, hopefully. Looks like it's still wasting a lot on that pocket, but whatever. Other one can be deleted. Toolpath is out of date. Okay. Ta-da! Now, need to go back to that folder. And let's delete everything. And the reason why I'm deleting everything is because for the finishing paths, for the finishing paths, I need the order to be correct. So when I go to export this, flip by toolpath, let's turn off the reorder to minimize tool changes. All this top side. And then post. Okay. Back to that G-code folder. Alright. Order should be correct. And move that into top side. And now let's post the bottom side. On this bottom side. Sure, it's not reordering. Post. Alright. Hey, thanks for following Pat the Weirdo. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Create a folder for my bottom side. 0 or right. Throw those in that folder. And there we go. So I've got 15 toolpaths to run for machining the top. Oh, what's up? Yeah, this is the homebrew process. I'm kind of at the point of where I just finished creating all my toolpaths so I can cut my whitewood on the CNC. So for the top side, I've got 15 different ones that I gotta run. A lot of them use the same bit, but they're doing different operations. So it'll probably be a good day out there of just cutting the whitewood. So that's for the top, and then for the bottom, there's 5 operations. So I don't know how long it'll take to run. If I wasn't doing anything tomorrow, I would stream it tomorrow and cut it out. But I've got stuff I'm doing tomorrow, I think. So that might not be till later in the afternoon. So, anywho, G-code is generated. Glad that part's done. So we'll save it. After it's saved, I'll go back to the design tab and unhide everything so you can see what it looks like at least. Give you an idea of what I'm doing. To start with the posts and spacers is all the mechs, all the ball guides, plastics, subway assembly, lane dividers, magnets, mounting stuff, ramps. Okay. The upper playfields. And then the sculpts. And Pinball 2. Alright. So this is where it's at right now. The Harry Potter themed homebrew. Right now all the sculpts are really kind of roughly placed where they're gonna end up. That'll take a little bit of engineering and finagling to get that all looking right, but once I get the whitewood flipping and validate the shots of where they should be, which they should be pretty close, hopefully, and then I can start kind of 3D printing things and place them where they need to go. But yeah, and then the underside is also pretty crazy. My subway has some stuff hidden. There we go. There. You can kind of get a better idea of the mess, the nightmare underneath here. But it all meshes together. Everything fits where it should. There's a whole lot of custom stuff going on in here. A whole lot of custom mechs where I'm gonna have to actually get the sheet metal laser cut and bent and all that. Of course, my computer likes to think this file is too big for it. I don't think it's my computer, I think it's Fusion. Fusion gets bogged down. Yeah, that's where we're looking. The layout, probably a little bit easier to make out if I hide the sculpts. Where we at? Hide the upper play fields. Hide the sculpts. And get a little bit better for the feel of the layout. Left side scoop over here. This is gonna take. I'm gonna refine this area just a little bit. Yeah. So much wiring. I'm trying to think in my head how I can do that cleanly. I might end up having, I forget what they call it. It's like a chase or something like that. That's kind of sits below all the mechs. So all my wiring just kind of runs on those, and then I run little feeder wires to everything. Might do that, and I'll put maybe some connectors on everything so it kind of all pulls apart easily, so I can pull the main harness out of there relatively easily if I need to. Yeah, that's gonna be an undertaking. So, you got this scoop on the left side, you got a left orbit shot. Let me hide this top diverter. There's like a drop ramp that covers some stuff up. Go top view. So every shot is designed so that it has multiple outcomes. So this left orbit here can either go up this ramp to a sorting hat diverter, which has like, I don't know, 50 different combinations of how it can route balls. And then that left orbit can also go all the way around and come out the right orbit on this side. Or there's a diverter right here that can guide that ball into a subway entrance hole, which is like the house black or the Order of the Phoenix shot. There's a magnet back here that can grab the ball and drop it into the subway. Then the left inner orbit right here, so you can see a little kind of half ramp that gets it up into this inner orbit to feed the right flipper. On this shot, it can either go all the way around to that right flipper, or it can go to, there's a magnet back here that can grab your ball and feed it to the Quidditch upper play field. And then this right here is a mech that has these two kind of like forks that pop up, and that turns it into a ramp slash ball lock. So if you have this Gringotts lock lit, it'll lock balls here, but otherwise it'll feed balls up and drop them onto the wire form, which feeds your left flipper. So there's 3 different outcomes there. This is what I call like the Horcrux pizza. It's a captive ball lock. So this bar right here raises up and down. So in normal state it would be up, and then when you have a captive ball lock lit, you shoot it in there, it drops down, and it turns it into a captive ball that you can smash around in there. Then the next shot to the right of that, you can kind of see right up this right side here, goes to another scoop slash subway entrance slash VUC. I call this one and this one right here like the flu network, so when you shoot one, it should instantly pop out the other. And there's a whole system I have designed down here to make sure it's as balls staged and they're ready to go, so it can be pretty instantaneous. And then there's the next shot to the right of that is the center ramp. which goes up to the sorting hat diverter assembly. And we'll kind of start moving this way. So you got the set of 3 drops here. This is the dungeon, like the Hogwarts dungeon. There's the room of requirements shot, so there's a drop target back in here that's a through the pop shot, and it passes it all the way back into the rear orbit. So that'll be like your extra ball thing. Then I've got this turnaround shot right here, which feeds that upper right flipper. And the right ramp, which again goes to that sorting hat diverter thingy with multiple outcomes. So like that can either feed back down a wire form, or it can feed back down this rear ramp to your left orbit. So lots of different options there. And then the next inner orbit shot here is probably the most fun shot. So if you shoot just in front of this upper right flipper, it'll fly all the way around here, fly down here, and it feeds to this right outline here that comes down to your right flipper. So it'll skip over to your right flipper. And that's a really satisfying shot in Visual Pinball, at least. Thank you, yeah. I spent quite a bit of time on the layout in Visual Pinball, making sure that it was something I enjoyed. We'll see how it translates into the real world, but should feel decent, I hope. And then the right orbit shot sits behind this diverter assembly, so Hagrid's hut will sit on top of this, and it can rotate to open up that orbit. Or there's an under the flipper shot here that can enter the subway over here. Or there's that bank of targets. And then this right here is the Whomping Willow, so that's this is going to be cast silicone on top, and it'll have a skeletal structure inside where I can actually articulate the arms or the branches. And then the disc itself is free spinning, or I can engage a drive wheel to power spin it. And then last of all, it can raise up out of the playfield that whole disc and suck your ball up right there. So it's like the secret passage underneath the Whomping Willow. That's most of the main shots. I'm doing kind of trickier stuff down here with the shooter lanes and whatnot. So I talked about the fluid network being able to make your ball instantaneously kind of transport across the playfield. Each of my shooter lanes can also eat your ball. So there's actually a diverter right here that can flip out of the way, and I'll call this one like the I forget the name of the action in the Harry Potter series. It's when they can like evaporate into apparate, that's it. That's the apparition thing, so it'll feed down into here, and then instantly it'll shoot one out of your left shooter lane, which feeds across the playfield and up into this inner orbit shot here. And vice versa. So if it's coming down this way, there's a diverter that can allow a ball into the shooter lane, and it'll instantly shoot one out of the right. So there will always be a ball staged in either of the shooter lanes. So that'll be the apparition feature. The Dobie ball save, so there's a magnet here and a magnet here. So as your ball is draining, if you have the Dobie ball save lit, it can fling your ball along this rail, and then it'll pop it up and out this other out lane here, and then back into play. And that's the geometry of that. Might need a little bit of reconfiguring, but theoretically I have it designed right now where it should work, but I might need to fine tune that a bit. Also on this left out lane here, there's kind of like a skill save. So I got a rubber on a post here, so if it's coming down, you can nudge it up through this one-way gate and back into play. the sorting hat diverter assembly is kind of designed based off of like an old railroad turntable. So many different possible outcomes there. There's also a magnet above it that'll be concealed within the sorting hat. That can grab your ball, pause it while it turns, and maybe drop it somewhere else, or up behind it there's actually a vuck, so it can take your ball and suck it up into the subway, or it can also send balls up into the sorting hat thing and down your ramps. And then the upper play fields. So the other thing I didn't talk about, go back to that mech that I hid. So there's a drop ramp right here, so I can take the ball out of either of the two right orbits, and it'll come up this drop ramp, and then I can send it either out your left orbit, or I can send it down this left wire form. So, again, designing multiple outcomes for everything. And then the Quidditch playfield. This should be a first in pinball that I know of. So all these towers on here are concealed within like the Quidditch grandstands. And this whole playfield will raise up and down while your ball is on it. And it's made of, it'll be polycarbonate. So as you rip this spinner, it controls the ascension of the playfield. And as much time goes by without a spin, it'll slowly kind of lower itself down. And your goal will be to shoot through the scoring rings, which can sense your ball hitting through them. And whether that gets you access to a Quidditch, or a snitch shot that gets you extra ball or something, I don't know yet. So yeah, that's that design. It'll be crazy. And in theory, it should all work. I hope. Yeah. The flipper, like most flipper mechs, you know, the post is permanently affixed to the actual mech, in that the Paul, whatever. So I had to design a way where the flipper can go up and down with the playfield and still articulate. So I have this rod here that goes down into the actual flipper mech assembly, and then this flipper is attached to the polycarbonate playfield with the bushing, and then the shaft is like a snub shaft, and I have an E-ring on it to hold it in place, and then I'll have a spring on there to make sure it has a return to it. So yeah, that'll be cool. I actually have an animation that I can pull up here, show you. So there you kind of see it in action. So that should be pretty cool if I can get that to work, which I think it's gonna work. It should be pretty steady since it's mounted to these bushings that go up and down the linear, the lead screws, goes up and down the lead screws. And then what's not in this rendering is on the very back here I have a linear rail and a bearing on it, so that I can control any like front to back rocking of it. So it all should, at 3 points, it should be moving up at the same time and should remain really steady. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. It'll be cool if I can get that working, and I can't wait to get it working. Yeah, so that's that. And then I have an animation I can show you of the Whomping Willow mech. Really the only 2 animations I've done. So if you watch like at the beginning of this, if you look at the top up here, you can see the mech that's gonna articulate the arms inside, or the branches inside the willow. So that's activating that bottom coil will suck this whole rod assembly down. And then we'll kind of fast forward a little bit. So you can see that DC motor right there. That's my drive wheel that can engage or disengage, controlling the spinning of the disc. So I can either make it free spinning or powered spinning. So that engages and disengages. And then the whole disc assembly raises up right here. Like that, and creates an entrance into the subway. So that is, there's a stainless steel tube over the outside of the shaft. And that tube has this washer and an E-ring right here. So when I turn on this top coil, the shaft and the E-ring move upwards and they catch that stainless steel tube and then lift that whole disc assembly up. Yeah. And I have 2 directional springs on there, so it's gonna take some fine-tuning on which springs I should put on there. Yeah. So that's the design of the Whomping Willow mech. So yeah, lots of custom stuff going on in here that's gonna be insane. Whole lot of work making it all. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah. Let me save the file. And then I'm probably gonna call it a night. Been going for 4 hours now. This is the second stream today. I was streaming earlier when I was working on actually modeling the pilot holes and stuff in the playfield. So it's taken me like a year and a half to get to this point where I could actually finally create the G-code to cut this out. I'm not after any awards, to be honest. I mean, it'd be cool to get one, but like I don't have any goals to get awards, or I don't have any goals to get a job out of this. They would all be nice, like, side effects, I guess, if someone like were to offer me a job out of it, but I'm not going after anything like that because I have a decent job right now. So but the one thing that I do hope that I can kind of achieve with this is J.K. Rowling's, from what I hear, has been against the idea of pinball, like a pinball machine being made from her IP. So I'm hoping with this it can bring a visualization to what a Harry Potter pinball machine could be, and then from there maybe she will somehow catch wind of it, or some of the manufacturers can like take it to her and be like, hey, look, this is what somebody made. Your license works really well on a pinball machine. You should let us do a game. And then from there, I would love it if any of those manufacturers just could design their own Harry Potter homebrew or Harry Potter pin to bring to market. Like, I doubt anyone's gonna buy this design up because it's obviously way too expensive, the bomb's ridiculous and way too complex. But I would still love to see it kind of be an enabler for other manufacturers to, well, get that door opened with Rowling. Oh, no. But this one will be like a one of a kind. We'll see. So yeah, I appreciate you following. Hopefully opened your eyes to some of the cool stuff that I'm working on, and You know, I'm gonna try to stream more often, especially now that I'll be getting in the stage of physically assembling. So, yeah, stay tuned. Let me see if anyone else is out there streaming right now. Might be slim pickings at this time. Uh-oh. Anyone I know? Jedi McMuffin. Throw that way. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in, Pinball Shenanigans. Hopefully you learned something, or probably laughed to yourself and said, "This guy is crazy. There's no way." But I am here to prove the impossible possible. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and all day, really. I'll get a stream going for when I actually do the whitewood, so I'll have the CNC machine up and running, and we'll set up a camera and just hang out in the shop all day and drink some beer and snack on some Cheez-Its and hang out and watch the thing cut the whitewood. So, anywho, have a good evening. See ya.